In Module 2, you had the opportunity to explore the lesson structure, whether it be Math 1, Math 2, or Math 3. So let's take a moment to review the individual components, starting with the lesson targets. The lesson targets are explicit descriptions of the learning expectation for each lesson. These are student-centered. The lesson goals are teacher-centered. The first task in each lesson would be the bridge. The bridge is the task that bridges prior grade math content with the concepts of the current lesson. Bridges are optional based on your student work from their Check Your Readiness. So some of the bridges may be optional, or you may need to give the bridge to some or all of your students based on their responses and the Check Your Readiness. The second part of each lesson is the warm-up. The warm-up is the task that helps students get ready for the day's lesson. Warm-ups often build off of something from a previous lesson, strengthen the number sense, or highlight a context that will be used in the lesson. After the warm-up are the activities. These are task games or explorations that provide experience with new context, introduce new concepts, mathematical language, or representations, and they formalize a definition of a term for an idea previously encountered informally. They also identify and resolve common mistakes and misconceptions that people make, give practice using mathematical language and work toward mastery of a concept or procedure, and provide an opportunity to apply mathematics to a modeling or other application problem. The activities are where most of the time will be spent within every given lesson. Following the activities, some of them will have an Are You Ready for More? And this is an extension task that explores the concept of an activity even deeper. Use this as you see fit. Once you've gone through the cool down and the activities, there's a lesson debrief. And this is a discussion between students and teachers that synthesizes the learning that happened during this lesson. It's not required that all questions are reviewed during the lesson debrief, but focus on the ones that are going to truly give you an understanding of whether or not your students met the learning target. After each lesson, there is a student lesson summary and glossary, which is student-friendly notes that summarize the learning of the lesson. It's a great resource for caregivers and tutors to reference when helping students outside of the classroom. And it's a resource for students who were absent the day of the lesson. And then you have the cool down and student reflection. This is a very key component of the lesson structure. This provides an opportunity for students to demonstrate their learning from the lesson. Student reflection component encourages students to consider how they are feeling about the learning and engagement in the lesson. The cool down is one of the rare occasions that this curriculum gives us the opportunity to understand individually what students learned in that lesson. With so much collaboration with all the activities and the warm-ups, the cool down gives an opportunity to see what the student can do on their own and how well they individually met the learning target. And at the end of each lesson, there are practice problems. Each lesson includes a set of practice problems that contain questions that are with the current lesson content from previous lessons, and as you move along in units, it will also come from previous units, and context from previous grades aligned to the bridge tasks. So after reviewing this module and the components of each lesson, how does the lesson structure support learning and engagement? And how does lesson structure align with the math curriculum design principles for equitable instruction.